I'm getting really tired of the way YouTubers are starting to put this huge emphasis on nice equipment, nice cameras, nice lighting, nice sound, what have you, just really expensive stuff that not everybody can get. When really, I mean, all you need to make a good video is something that captures video. My buddy Jake's doing it. He does vlogs all the time, just on his phone. It's all he needs. So I wanted to make something to kind of reiterate that point, that you can make something good without a lot of money. I just got off work. I have a half-hour break between now and my next class, and then an hour break between that and my next class. And in that time, I'm gonna see how many cool shots I can get of downtown Chicago. This is my favorite part. Hello, this is editor Connor here, future Connor who's looked at the video you just watched. The whole purpose of this exercise for me was to shoot a video that shows that you can take great stuff with an iPhone, no strings attached. No additional lenses or stabilizers, nothing like that. The only thing I used that cost me money besides my phone was Adobe Premiere Pro. That's my editing software, but honestly, you can find free alternatives. The most important thing is that whatever you use has color correction. iPhone video improves pretty dramatically when you add just a little bit of contrast, maybe bump the exposure just a touch, and a little bit of saturation. If you want to know what I did specifically to get my color, I actually duplicated my sequence, added it on top of my initial sequence, set it to overlay at 30% opacity with about a 5% blur. It just kind of brought some of the colors and the life out of the footage a little bit more, and again, that is something you can do in a lot of different free softwares. The one thing I noticed while shooting, which I think is really important to be aware of, is that anything in slow motion, while it looks really cool, only shoots in 720. Everything else on iPhone is in 1080, so if you're going to use slow motion video, take that into account and understand it's going to be a little bit lower resolution than everything else you have. Time lapses look really awesome. Those are in 1080, and there's a lot of different things you can do with them. You don't have to keep the camera still. I actually had one shot, which I didn't use in the final video, but looks really cool, of me walking down the sidewalk using a time-lapse video. My best advice if you want to take really cool video on an iPhone without spending any money is to understand framing. Learn about the rule of thirds, the golden ratio, understand lighting and contrast, and what makes an image look good. I mean, honestly, if you wanted to invest in YouTube videos, I'd go for lights and sound before I went for a good camera. I'm shooting on the iPhone 5 right now, which does not do 4K, but I'm pretty sure the 7 does. Now, this video is not meant to be harping on anybody who's not making YouTube videos, who wants to, but can't afford it. I think we take for granted a lot of the time how much privilege YouTubers have to be able to do what we do, whether it's for a hobby or for a job. I mean, there are plenty of people out there with great ideas who cannot afford this, an iPhone. Maybe they don't have access to the internet or a computer unless they're in a library. And so this is, by all means, not supposed to be a shame on you for not making something because anybody can do it. Because no, not anybody can do this. It takes time, it takes money, and it takes energy, some of which people are dedicating to a job or to school. But a whole YouTube and privilege conversation is probably meant for another video. I could talk a lot longer about it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it gave you a little bit of an idea of exactly what an iPhone is capable of. And I'd love to do a part 2 with some tips and tricks. I'm going to keep playing around with this and see what I can learn, what I can figure out, and how I can get better. But until then, I'll see you next week.